Hello, this is Molly Reamer with 30 Days of Goddess in Bridget's Grove with this week's mini ritual for the Creative Spirit Circle newsletter, which is called, as a publication now, I've migrated it to Rituals of Returning. We're actually going to be moving over to Substack with that newsletter, so be prepared for a few changes and additions and hopefully a richer experience in the weeks and year to come. So I've got another beautiful buffet of cards for today's ritual. We are using the Daily Practice deck. We are using the Song of the Grandmothers deck, which is the deck I've chosen to use throughout this month as we are in this month of Hecate. It's October. It's a month of the ancestors. I feel like it's a really appropriate time of year to use that Song of the Grandmothers deck. So we're using that. We have a little assist from Linda Fabry's Mandala Oracle, and then we have the beautiful Hecate card from the Goddess Oracle by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. So lots of cards to explore today. Let's go ahead and get down to it. And we're actually going to start with the Daily Practice Ritual cards. And so as the word, we received joy. So may you be open to joy. May you allow joy to lead you. And a practice, sing a chant or a prayer song. This is always really helpful and really grounding for me. I have kind of a little repertoire of a few certain songs that I sing in the morning as part of my daily practice, and they really are a powerful way of bringing me back home and reaffirming, kind of centering into where I am and reaffirming, my own belonging here on this sacred earth. So I have a few little songs that I sing, and that can be a really helpful one. And then a prayer, which is actually how we're going to end. So I'll come back to that prayer in a moment. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Song of the Grandmothers card first. And we received Grandmother Bear, which I feel like I think we've had this card before quite a few months ago, but let's go ahead and explore what the bear has to mean today. And I think the bear is a really good card for this time of year because what are we approaching? We are approaching cave time. We are approaching a time of hibernation. We are approaching a time of rest in which we withdraw to nurture ourselves and to pull away, to rest, to retreat. So let's see what the card actually has to say. Grandmother Bear is permission. Knowing arms wrap you, reassurance you're cared for. Choose what comforts you. So I think a question to consider this week is, what comforts you and how can you choose that? What comforts you and how can you choose that? I find joy in what comforts me could be an affirmation for your week as well. I find joy in what comforts me. So let's check in. Oh, there's a mosquito on my hand. How attractive. Let's go ahead and check in with what the book has to say about the Grandmother Bear card. And it says if you've had a challenging day and could use a hug, the coziest lap in the world is waiting for you. Of course, we know that bears are not really that cozy, but they definitely look cozy from the outside. The coziest lap in the world is waiting for you. Grandmother Bear is a benevolent guardian that says to drop everything and come have a snuggle. She invites you into sanctuary for creature comfort, security, and restoration. Perhaps you'd like to visit her in your imagination. Lay your head on her heart and listen to the resonance of her rumbly-tumbly voice as it soothes you. Or maybe you'd like to personify her nurturing through indulging yourself with a bubble bath, with sweet treats, with a nap in the sunshine, with your favorite book or movie. And I would add, with perhaps a pause to retreat, with some time spent lying on the floor in a cave of your own making, with some time spent curled up in bed, with some time spent withdrawing from the hurry and the bustle and the busy, and taking time to retreat into your own cave of restoration and comfort. Consider what would give you ultimate comfort and give yourself permission to partake as you are able. This will fortify your progress in the next part of your growth process. So allowing yourself things that bring you comfort is actually part of your growth process. I think that is important to remember. Yes, sometimes we have to stretch ourselves. Sometimes we have to reach. Sometimes growth is uncomfortable, scary, and even painful. And when we allow ourselves space for comfort, that can be replenishing so that we have more to give to the hard work, so to speak, more to give to the hard work. And so here's a little message from Grandmother Bear. My arms are always open to receive you. Feel them around you and sink into the solace of knowing how much you are loved. Take care of yourself the way I would. with liberal comfort. So, may you let yourself be wrapped in the arms of joy and comfort. May you settle back into a warm and welcome sensation of belonging. And then we're going to go ahead and hop on over to our Hecate card from the Goddess Oracle. And this one, I just really like this portrayal. This deck I really enjoy with its multifaceted portrayal of the goddesses. So they're not all young and white, basically. And that's important sometimes when you encounter various goddess oracles. There can sometimes be a lot of whitewashing of the goddesses and a lot of youth, a lot of ageism represented in those cards too. So this one is a nice, refreshing portrayal of Hecate as the crone that she is. And so, as we already know, Hecate is associated with the crossroads, and we're going to check in with the book from Amy Sophia Marashinsky. And this one, I really enjoy this book. There's actually a brief guided meditation in it that I'm going to record separately for our Goddess Magic patrons. But I will start with her poem about the crossroads. I sit in the blackness of the dark moon night with my hounds at the crossroads, where the three roads converge at the crossroads, the place of choice. All paths lead to the crossroads, and all are desirable, but only one can you travel, only one can you choose. Choice creates endings, and all beginnings come from endings at the crossroads. Which one will you choose? Which way will you go? Which? Though the choice is yours, here's a secret I'll share. The way to choose is to enter the void. The way to choose is to let something die. The way to choose is to fly free. So there's been a powerful crossroads theme. If you've been watching my other videos, over the last 2 months, really, there's been a powerful overall crossroads theme. We've spoken of the crossroads, the cauldron, and the cave. We've spoken of being at the threshold. We've spoken of approaching the crossroads. We've spoken of the power of having to choose a way forward, of not setting up camp in the middle and staying at the crossroads forever, but having to choose your way. And so what are you choosing? How are you sitting with choice? What is happening at this crossroads in your life? Which way will you go? Which will you choose? The way to choose is to enter the void. So as we have shared previously, Hecate is considered by some to be a Thracian moon goddess, and by others to be an ancient pre-Greek or from Turkey, Anatolia, goddess of midwives, birth, fertility, the dark of the moon, magic, wealth, education, ceremonies in the underworld. She is worshipped in places where three roads cross. She walks abroad on nights when the moon is dark, attending by her pack of hounds. You can honor her by leaving offerings at the crossroads. And as the crone, she formed a triad or a triple goddess with, or she does still, forms a triad with Persephone and Demeter. So Hecate meets you at the crossroads when you must make a choice. Times of choice are not easy times. The challenges presented by choice necessitate a leap of faith from the person who is doing the choosing. Hecate says, let go of the idea that there are wrong or right choices. There is just choice. Have you been putting off making a choice because it seems to be too overwhelming or a no-win situation? Does the choice bring up fear of the unknown? Does it seem better or easier to remain with what you know? Sometimes a choice must be made even if you don't feel ready. And in such cases, the way to nurture wholeness is to acknowledge where you are and let it go. Trust that you will be able to make a choice. And I've said before, even if you make a choice, you can go back to the crossroads a lot of times. I mean, a choice is a choice, and sometimes decisions are unchangeable or irrevocable. But very often, you can go back to the crossroads if you need to. If you discover you went the wrong way, you can turn around. And a lot of paths are not necessarily one way or closed. So I think that's important too. Give yourself time and space. Don't press, berate, or blame yourself. You need nourishment here, or comfort from the bear, possibly joy too. When you let go, suddenly clarity comes to show you what you need. Hecate urges you to embrace the unknown and know that whatever you choose will bring you something that you can use on your path to wholeness. So whatever you choose will bring you something. But the time has come to choose. The time has come to choose. And I would say this is my own interpretation, I would say the doorway to choice in this time of choosing is this 3-month period as we come to the end of the year. So you have, just like there's a crossroads at the 3 ways where Hecate is, you have 3 months. I mean, you actually have all the time you need. I promise you have all the time you need. But we have an invitation into this liminal space, or this open door, so to speak, in this 3-month time period between the equinox and the 4-month time period between the equinox and the new year, and then this time period of October, November, and December, these 3 months of this cave time, this cauldron time, this crossroads time. We have this time to make the choice. We have this time to choose a way forward. We have this time to consider our options at the crossroads. So don't rush it, but don't let yourself be held back by fear either. Does that make sense? Like, you don't have to rush your way forward, but you also don't have to set up camp there. Okay, so here's a little message from Linda's Mandala Oracle. Ooh, perfect. Embracing change. We wear different faces throughout the cycles of our life, yet retain our core identity. Times of change can help us answer the question, who am I? So at this crossroads, we may be wondering who we are and what does this mean? Who are we and what does this mean? What happens if I make this choice? What happens if I choose this way? What happens if I change? And so, closing with this prayer, which can be combined into a practice as well. You may wish to sit with your hand on your heart, your hand on your belly, and let this soak into you. May I breathe deep and connect with the pulse of longing within, to the spirit of play, to the magic of place, to the center of presence. May I drop my shoulders, open my heart, soften my grip and my gaze, and connect with life as it is, right here, right now. So may you embrace change, may you choose with joy, may you allow yourself comfort, and may you connect with life as it is, right here, right now, at the crossroads. Thanks so much for being here. Keep living your magic. Bye-bye.